3,000 men, burned to ashes in minutes.
I remember the stillness when the news reached Vengerberg, the palace, the streets, the houses, the entire capital cloaked in silence.
The cries were here, every last man. I was somewhere beyond that hill, in the middle of the massacre.
What is your intention, Saskia?
I intend to stop Eden from being sold.
We cannot afford a war with Henselt. We must parley.
Leave issues of war to me, Prince. Concentrate on King Henselt. Yarpin Zigrin claims he's short-tempered. Provoke him to strike, and we'll negotiate once the battle's won.
I still cannot fathom why the nobles betrayed us.
Spit on the nobles, Prince. They've meant nothing since the day my peasant force scattered them on the Diffney.
By the good deity Creve, my lord. The girl is a demon incarnate.
Firstly, the girl has a name. Secondly, she's the best commander I have. All others have betrayed me.
She's a monster. She looks right Cleve spoke to me in a dream.
Who's the one in the plate
I saw a snake-like she-demon devour your heritage.
Silence, Olcan. We near the meeting place.
We shall sign everything, Your Majesty. As you.
We have guests. Welcome, Stennis, son of Demavend. I invite you.
Greetings, Henselt. You seem at home in Edern. You are here, yet I do not recall inviting you.
Felot did so in your stead. I'm here at his behest. I've broken no truces or treaties yet.
Oh, is that so? Mr. Brogan, please escort Count Felot to a secluded spot and remove his troublesome head.
Don't you dare, boy. You're no king. Your father.
My father is dead. The folk still mourn him while you betray his good name and his country.
Your Majesty, I must request your protection. This young man has lost his mind.
Take him away.
Your Majesty, what of our agreement?
I need you no longer, Felot, now Stennis is here.
Anyone else wish to object? Wonderful. To the matter at hand, then.
Well said. I will show you my hand. I've over 200 armed men encamped nearby, enough to hold the fort for several hours. Another 5,000 battle-hungry lads await on the other bank. What say you to that?
There'll be 5,000 dead lads should you move against Vergen.
Take time to consider, boy. These are border marches, a mere piece of land. Relinquish it to me and you'll keep your crown. Oppose me and I shall crush you without mercy. Give me Lomark and return to Vengerberg.
Do you know why there are no marquises in Edern? We've no marches to speak of, let alone to share. This is Upper Edern, my fatherland, my subjects.
A wolf pup should think twice before growling like a bear.
I'll not be intimidated, Henselt.
Perhaps. Is it possible you merely play the courageous cockerel, yet deep inside fear eats at your heart? Is one push enough to send you over the edge, or must I push twice?
Try me.
I tire of this discussion. I have the upper hand and no amount of scintillating talk will change that. We both know I'll not leave empty-handed. What do you propose?
Withdraw your forces across the Pontar, and for all time relinquish any claims to Upper Edern.
Enough of your prattle! Draw your sword!
Saskia.
I'm ready. Care to dance, Your Majesty?
Stop! Stop in the name of Creve, Freyr and Militale!
Hey! By the milk of Mother Creatrix's tits, Geralt of Rivia! And the best company to boot.
Yarpen Zigrin!
It's been years, you old prick. It's great to see you in good health.
Geralt, staring as if you've seen a ghost. Muster up a hug for an old friend.
Geralt's head's not exactly on straight.
Ha! Meaning you truly did in Foltest. Fine by me. Foltest was a ploughing niggard and a niggardly plougher. You did right, Geralt.
Not the point. Geralt's lost his memory.
And I didn't kill Foltest.
Right. What's the difference? Someone did. We've bigger problems now.
Where's Saskia?
Oh, aye. Why is this butcher here?
I've come with 100 archers, the best in the world. We're here to aid your cause.
Well, you'll need to wait. Saskia and Prince Penis, Skinners, went off to parley with Henselt. Me and the boys are waiting in case something goes wrong. The sun's gone dark. Call the sorceress!
Come, Geralt.
Philippa, she'll show us the way.
Jorvik, you've got some explaining to do.
My elders' blood, wraiths.
Silver harms them. I'll cover you.
Marty, help me!
Shut up!
I hate flying through fog. Saskia, are you all right?
It's just a flesh wound. You and the Witcher, we owe you our lives.
I'm here to protect you. And you, Witcher?
I'm after a Kingslayer who kidnapped Triss Merigold.
And brought her here?
Is this an interrogation?
There are warrants on your head in Temeria, Kedwin, and Redania. And I'm responsible for Saskia's safety.
That's enough, Philippa. You told me yourself you thought him innocent.
Saskia, folk are riled. First the sun went out, then the squirrels arrived, now this fog. It's too much for the common folk.
True. Summon all the commanders to the meeting hall. Yorveth, give me some time. I must prepare them for your arrival. Witcher, Philippa, you must be there too. I wish to hear what we can expect from this anomaly and how we might be rid of it. Worry not, Yarpen. The legendary White Wolf and the equally famous Philippa Eilhart should have a remedy for several hundred rabid wraiths. I want to see all commanders in the council chamber. Philippa, that includes you and the Witcher. Cecil, the gates are to remain shut until we're done. You'll answer with your beard if they open for any reason.
Welcome to Vergen, Witcher. I'm Cecil Burden, the Alderman.
Geralt of Rivia.
We've got a spare room at the inn. It's not much, but at least you'll have a roof over your head and a solid bed neath your ass.
Thanks, I could use that.
Scalen, show Master Geralt to his quarters, and visit Reverend Alcon's chambers on your way back to inform everyone that he has departed.
That is, that he died a hero, slain by the invaders.
Exactly. You see, Master Witcher? He's young but clever. We'll make a real dwarf out of him yet.
You missed quite a scrap, gentlemen, and an opportunity to slay a monarch. There was a struggle and the prince was wounded.
You've all seen the magical phenomenon covering the battlefield. For any who still have doubts, this is no mundane mist, nor a petty fairground illusion. Most likely, we're up against a blood curse, an old and powerful spell. We do not know who cast it or why. For now, I have one piece of good news and several pieces of bad news. The good news is that Henselt and his army have been halted for the time being.
And the bad news?
The mist will grow. It may even engulf Vergen. Furthermore, wraiths may emerge from it.
Can they be made penitent? With an axe to the head?
In theory, yes, but I would suggest putting your faith in a silver weapon. Furthermore, the ghosts will weaken as they move away from the mist.
Is there any way to drive it off? Exorcise it?
A question for myself and Geralt of Rivia.
The Kingslayer?
Contrary to what old women at the wells say, he did not, in fact, slay any kings.
Of course he didn't. Wouldn't hurt a fly, that one. Look at his eyes. You'll see he's the sensitive kind.
Whatever you may see in his eyes, few know more about lifting curses. Gentlemen, I do not require you to understand this phenomenon, but there are a few rules I insist you must follow.
Here we go.
No one is to approach the mist. It is mortally dangerous. In addition, we need to learn the story of the battle. For this, I especially count on the aid of Mr. Cecil Burden.
At your service, my lady.
Thank you. To lift the curse, we require some objects symbolic of the war. Ones belonging to those who perished here 3 years past.
Pfft. More scrap iron from that massacre lying about than lice in Cecil's beard. I thought curses were best handled with...
Please leave the thinking to me, Mr. Zigrin, and I'd gladly hear less from you from now on. The objects must be magically active and strictly linked to the ghosts of the fallen. That is all.
Let me be clear. You're all to aid Philippa and the Witcher. What are you grumbling about now, Yarpen?
It's something in my gullet.
Take a swig of wine. Now, to worldly matters. How many are we?
Saskia, you know well...
How many?
We dwarves are near 200, but don't judge us by our number.
1,500 peasants will come, though you'll get no precise count.
My lords?
53 knights and another 200 armed men. Not enough.
Henselt leads 5,000, 5 to 1 against us. What think you of that?
We are few, they are many, but we have our walls, low though they be. If we had archers, who knows?
Oh, for a regiment of heavy arbalists from Lyria.
We have something better. Yorvith's elves. Scoia'tael. Gentlemen, I give you Yorveth.
What do you seek here, murderer?
100 of the North's best archers await your orders, Dragon Slayer.
You wished for archers? Here they are.
I take no pleasure in fraternising with elves. But even a shit-coated stick can be a weapon.
He burned down the villages of many in my horde.
The free peasantry is one thing, but a criminal with a price on his head in all the northern realms? This is too much.
Saskia, say the word and we'll depart.
Hear me out. Yorveth came to fight for me. I trust him, and I know that he'll stay the course. Just like each of you.
How could you know that? He's an elf. Treason runs in his veins.
He's been fighting humans for a century.
But for the first time in scores of years, his fight makes sense. The Scoia'tael know no peace. They've died for Nilfgaard, for the Valley of the Flowers, in vain. They've been betrayed and cheated. Now they have a new goal. The Pontar Valley could be the first state where no man would have to fear elven arrows when venturing beyond city walls. And elves and dwarves wouldn't live in ghettos or on reservations. First, however, we have a battle to win. You know who we're up against. It's a splendid army, brave and well-led. They cannot be scared off or routed. They have to be killed. I want Yorveth to sit at the same table as we do. I want him to kill Cadweni for us. And I assure you that he'll do so with a smile, if only you let him.
If I'm to see a smile on that skinny face, I'm in. Yorveth stays.
Bloody hell. Father's turning in his grave, but a must's a must. I say aye.
Nay. You killed my men, elf. Remember them?
If I hadn't killed them, they'd have killed me.
All right. For the sake of better times, and for Kedwen's doom, aye!
Down with the sons of bitches! Cheers!
Poison! She's dying. Take her somewhere safe and guard her with your lives. I'll gather what I need and join you soon.
I'll place my best warriors on watch.
Quickly, lads! A litter!
She ceased casting spells.
Saskia, is she alive?
In a manner of speaking. I've slowed her life functions as far as possible. Her condition is stable.
What can we do?
Treatment will require herbs, magic, and blood.
Not ordinary blood, I presume.
Correct. We require royal blood.
We could use Letho right now.
The nearest king is on the other side of the Mist of Wraiths.
You misunderstood me. It need not be the blood of a ruling monarch. It is the genotype contained in royal blood that is required. Kings issue from ancient dynasties. Over the ages, to survive, rulers needed exceptional resistance and strength. As royal dynasties rarely admit common blood, the strength of their genes remains great. I shall employ self-healing genetic therapy that will teach Saskia's body how to rid itself of the poison.
You'll have her drink human blood.
No. I shall inject it directly into her heart.
What kind of herbs are we talking about?
I'll need a subterranean variety of purple foxglove, known to the dwarves as the Immortelle, and an elven rose of remembrance.
Where will we find Immortelles?
They grow deep beneath the earth, which should not be a problem as Vergen lies on top of a mine.
How will they help Saskia?
Mage pain wreaks havoc in internal tissues. The Immortelle will help restore them.
Triss had a rose of remembrance. She claimed the flowers are exceptional.
Long ago, the Enshe, who succeeded in cultivating the roses, enjoyed great respect.
Times have changed.
As have elves.
There are no elven gardens nearby. We must return to Flotsam.
Triss has a Rose of Remembrance from Flotsam. It's her we need to find. What kind of herbs are we talking about?
I'll need a subterranean variety of purple foxglove, known to the dwarves as the Immortelle, and an elven Rose of Remembrance.
Where will we find Immortelles?
They grow deep beneath the earth, which should not be a problem as Vergen lies on top of a mine.
How will they help Saskia?
Mage pain wreaks havoc in internal tissues. The Immortelle will help restore them.
Triss had a Rose of Remembrance. She claimed the flowers are exceptional.
Long ago, the En-Shay who succeeded in cultivating the roses enjoyed great respect.
Times have changed.
As have elves.
There are no elven gardens nearby. We must return to Flotsam.
Triss has a Rose of Remembrance from Flotsam. It's her we need to find. What else do you need to heal Saskia?
Thaumadour is a self-perpetuating substance. Any incursion into a cluster of poisoned cells causes an immediate chain reaction. Each tainted cell that is removed is replaced by 10 new tainted cells. To interrupt this reaction, I'll need an ungodly amount of the power. A water or air genie, or one of the 20 legendary rings of power would be best.
One to bring them all and in the darkness bind them.
Right. And then I'll have to run barefooted to the top of a volcano.
All right, all right. Let's forget the rings. I need a vast quantity of the power, no matter the source. Find something.
An Immortelle, a Rose of Remembrance, royal blood and magic sounds like a fairy tale.
A poor one at that. No prince's kiss to top things off.
I wish it were a fairy tale, especially a poor one, as a happy ending would then be inevitable. May I count on your help, Geralt?
You may. What about the Battle of Wraiths?
I must first see if the spells keeping Saskia alive are in order. Then we'll consider how best to send the spectres to their rest. Actually, you could tend to that yourself. Ask the locals about the battle. Maybe you'll learn something.
In that case, I shall search for the poisoner.
You've told that story 1,000 times. I've heard enough of flying women. Geralt, sit down. We haven't yet celebrated your raid into the mist. Sorry. Where are my manners? Sheldon Skaggs, veteran of the battles of Sodden and Brenna.
And all ends along the way.
You've already met Vergen's elder?
Greetings. Gentlemen, not sure about you, but my throat's parched from all these greetings.
Funny. Those were the first words out of your mouth.
Master Dandelion's right. Around for everyone! On me!
I'd gladly drink, but Saskia was poisoned, and time is of the essence.
How can we help? Speak!
Have you ever heard of a plant called the Dwarven Immortelle?
Have we? The pigs have tight arses.
To tell the truth, I've no idea, Skaggs.
That's just a saying.
You're the only one using it.
Witcher, the Immortelle. It appears most often near anthracite and aluminosilicate deposits.
Philippa needs it to heal Saskia.
A rare curio, but there's a mine nearby, and who knows? You might find it deep underground.
Is the mine far?
Not at all. It's in Vergen itself, in the town's upper quarter.
You're eager for this expedition, but nobody told the Witcher that the mine's closed.
Closed? That's true. But it's long overdue a cleaning. Weed out all the underground shit.
What are you talking about?
Not a month ago, miners started disappearing. Must have tapped the wrong vein and woken some scum from the deep. We wanted to send a crew of stout fellows in, but Saskia said she needs all the soldiers she can find up top and ready to defend the town. We closed the shaft, fearing the filth would emerge and overrun us all.
Looks like we arrived just in time, eh, Geralt?
So it seems. Let's go.
Right on.
The Witcher's on board. We can go.
Let's get to work, my bearded friends.
Open the shaft, Skaggs. If you kill off those monsters, the whole of Vergen will be grateful. I'm sure some coin will be found.
We'll keep that in mind, Cecil.
Heads up. They approach.
grab what we need and get over there from here.
What is it, Witcher?
Who was that girl?
Cynthia, a leashed sorceress.
A charming expression. Do you also use muzzles?
Leash means a connection between a sorceress and her assistant. An unfortunate term, I admit, but it explains how things are. Cynthia can tap my power, use my spells. She's a conduit. And she's learning along the way. It's convenient, and except for the name, not derisive at all. But you're not here to talk about Cynthia.
I found an immortelle.
Excellent.
At the council, you mentioned artifacts were needed to undo the curse.
But I can't look for them now.
I can do that.
Why?
I have my reasons. Tell me something. What happened here 3 years ago?
Henselt attacked Edern, but met his match. Nobody won that war. Sabrina Glefisig got into a conflict with the commander-in-chief of the Kedweni forces, and this led to both armies being routed. Fireballs turned the battlefield into a flaming tomb. Henselt accused Sabrina of using a forbidden weapon.
And Sabrina cursed Henselt.
I think so. I suspect the curse got out of hand because of the circumstances.
Circumstances? The stars weren't right, wrong phase of the moon. There's always an excuse for simple bungling.
She placed the curse while burning at the stake. Her hands and feet nailed to a wagon wheel. I'd say she did a good job, considering.
Know anything about blood curses?
Do you?
We're dealing with a 4th-level curse, also known as the Curse of the Archmistress.
Well, well, I'm impressed.
Thing is, until now I thought it was only a myth, that such a curse couldn't be cast.
You thought wrong. There are 6 confirmed cases of this curse being inflicted.
What about confirmed cases of it being lifted?
1. Achieved by a team of sorcerers led by Archmistress Francesca Finderbear, hence the curse's other name. Sabrina Glefisig was on the team.
Small world.
That's not all. The curse investigated by Francesca and Sabrina was designed to end the Tyson dynasty, the rulers of Kovir. They were cursed by Scarlet Rodalega, a complete madman, but very talented. An eclipse and wraiths also accompanied his curse.
So Sabrina's curse is just a knockoff Rodalega?
Exactly.
Did you notice? Not all the ghosts were aggressive.
Yes. Most just disappeared when they touched the aura of a living person.
I think the curse corrupts the ghosts of the fallen and turns them into draugrs.
Is that the Witcher's professional name for wraiths?
Draugrs are demons of war. They arise at sites of exceptionally vicious, bloody battles. Their bloodlust and hatred in condensed form.
Can you kill them by conventional means?
A silver sword is enough for a draugr, but as long as the curse remains active, new ones will arise. The soldiers' ghosts are the key. If I could turn the tide of the battle...
For that you'll need symbols of war belonging to those who fell in battle. Hatred, death, courage, and faith. All artifacts must be magically active and connected to the fallen, or they won't lure the ghosts.
Right. I'll look around.
Finding 2 will be enough. Get the symbols of hatred and death and leave the rest to me.
I'd prefer courage and faith.
Don't fuss.
I'll see what I can do. Cecil seems to know a lot about the area. Cecil, do you know anyone who fought in the war 3 years ago?
I did.
Did you fight here at Vergen?
Course.
Philippa claims you know a bit about the battle.
That old cook Henselt, called king by some, thought that Adernians were bumpkins who'd ship bricks as soon as his troops crossed the river.
Why did he attack Edern?
According to Henselt, Upper Edern is the ancient legacy of the Kedweni crown and must be returned to the mother country. Brazen farter.
That brazen farter had a point. If you read some history, you'll know that 300 years ago this land belonged to Kedwen.
Load of crab. 700 years ago, the elves reigned here. And 1,000,000 years ago, these lands were the domain of the worms. If things worked that way, every king could invade a neighbouring land and claim his right to do so because an ancestor took a dump there.
All right. Hensel wanted to conquer Upper Eddern. What then?
He rolled in, got hammered, and rolled out.
Cecil, that doesn't help me much.
It wasn't a battle. It was a slaughter. If I try speaking of it, I'll see it all again. I don't want...
The ghosts of the fallen fight in the mist. They turn into horrible creatures called Draugrs. Eternians, Kedweni, men, elves, and dwarves too.
Bloody hell. No peace even after death.
I want to help them, but I need to know more about the battle.
Very well. Listen. A beautiful day that grew hot later. Very hot. When Vandegrift attacked in the afternoon, he sent a dun banner at the fore. Many of our lads shit themselves at the mere sight of their standard, but we had a surprise of our own. Under the cover of night, we prepared fire pits. Our archers lit them up at the right moment. I still can't believe we managed to fool their scouts. If it wasn't for that ambush, we wouldn't be speaking today. They likely wouldn't be in Upper Eddern at all. We decimated the dun banner, but that was only the beginning. Seltkirk was our commander. Everywhere he appeared, the Kedwenis gave ground. He wreaked havoc among them. Hearts rose at the mere sight of his armour. Then Vandegrift himself entered the fray. Seltkirk met him in the middle of the field. In the end, Vandegrift killed Seltkirk. A terrible death that sent the Edirnian ranks into disarray. I thought it was the end of us. Then the sky fell, as if the stars themselves had decided to avenge the death of a great knight. Fire covered the battlefield. Nobody sought the enemy. They were all looking for somewhere to flee. Yes, there were no more friends and enemies, only the living and the dead. They say it was the doing of a Kedweni sorceress who wanted revenge on Vandegrift. Could be true, as Henselt had her executed right.
I tried locating Triss, but the mist disrupts the megascope. There's a weak signal nearby, probably on the other side.
In the Kedweni camp?
You'll have to pass through the mist.
The mist is full of wraiths.
I'll help you. I'm continuously scanning the battlefield. I'll show you the way through. I'll find you when you enter the mist.
Farewell, then.
We still need royal blood.
I know. Henselt.
We need his blood, not his death.
Who are you?
I'm Cynthia, a mage in training. Philippa is my mentor.
I'm trying to learn something about the Wild Hunt.
Very interesting phenomenon, like all mysterious things.
First and foremost, Collis studied the hunt's movement.
Oh, it's well known that the Wild Hunt moves north to south, never in the opposite direction.
That's what I remember, and Collis's research confirms it. I'm just having trouble understanding why that is.
The retinue's trajectory brings it into our world at the North Pole. Thus, once here, the wraiths can only move south.
Collis claims the hunt's appearance can be predicted by observing the Orcan Nebula.
And eclipses affect how often it appears. In any case, it arrives on the winter solstice, though not necessarily every year.
Collis calculated that the hunt slips into our world in those years when the nebula is in the eastern sky. When I pursued the hunt, I passed through many abandoned villages.
Well, the Wild Hunt abducts young people.
What for?
The wraiths might need workers, warriors, or meat.
Collis seems to favor the slave theory. What's the sorceress's take on the hunt?
The topic makes them uneasy. Since the Council and Conclave banned the use of mind spells, the Wild Hunt has been a taboo topic.
There's some link between mental spells and the cavalcade?
Both addle the brain. Anyone who has come in contact with the Wild Hunt has experienced mental instability that either takes the form of insanity or amnesia. You see, the wraiths emit a magnetic field that severely distorts perception and impedes brain functions.
People say the hunt's appearance is an omen of war.
In our times, wars are so frequent, we might even consider flights of honking geese as their harbinger. The hunt traverses our world in winter. Wars usually break out in spring, but only because rulers wish their soldiers to die in battle rather than of cold.
Let's summarize.
Based on his observations and calculations of the Wild Hunt's movements, Collis arrived at two equally important conclusions. The first was that the hunt is made up of knights who perished in various worlds and have reconvened as a retinue of vengeance. His second hypothesis states that an unknown, extremely powerful force multiplies wraiths, whose task is to travel between worlds in search of slaves. Both theories seem probable.
Each time someone runs into the hunt, the Wraith's magnetic field causes their mind to descend into chaos. By inference, another meeting with the hunt and its field should reverse the effects of the first.
Perhaps someone who lost their memory or their mind on their first meeting with the hunt could recover either on the second meeting. But I'm afraid that's unproved. Anyone who has managed to escape the Wraiths would rather die than meet them again.
So, you can lose or recover your memory by meeting the Wild Hunt.
Do you know something I don't?
I have amnesia, but my memory's been coming back since a certain event.
Since when?
Since I killed a spectre, the king of the Wild Hunt.
I can go no further. If Deathmold senses my presence...
How will I get back to Vergen?
I'll wait nearby. Hurry!
Efkir Nordling, where do you think you're going?
To see the ambassador.
With all that steel on your back?
Have you seen a red-headed sorceress anywhere?
You didn't seem to understand my delicate suggestion, Nordling. Drop your sword.
I'm not looking for trouble.
Shillard Fitz-Estelin is waiting.
Let Nara run.
Gallant. I'd hoped we wouldn't meet again.
We caught him sneaking through the camp, Excellency. We disarmed him.
Esther Garamnith. I remember you telling Foltest you'd like to return to hunting monsters.
Triss Marigold was kidnapped.
Foltest's advisor. I heard she arrived at Vergen and hoped we would meet. But if she was kidnapped... Now I understand why you couldn't just stand by. But there are other reasons, too. They told me you were in league with the Squirtel, with Yorveth himself, no less. Is this true?
More or less.
Have you heard of the slaughter of Enshe at the Ravine of the Hydra? The kings of the North effectively forced the Empire to condemn and execute the war criminals of the Vryhed Brigade. Yorveth was among those condemned.
September 13th, 1269, the Ravine of the Hydra. Following the peace of Sintra, 53 officers of the Vryhed Brigade were brought here and executed, their throats cut. The elves' bodies were dropped into the chasm. I don't know what the riders of the hunt were looking for. November 23rd, 1269. Sintra, the village of Coldwater, and another victim of the hunt. An 11-year-old boy. His parents didn't even ask if he had a chance. I'm tired. February 24th, 1270. A high pass in the Armouche Mountains. An Imperial Manticore, one of the world's oldest and deadliest monsters. I used to feel excitement at moments like this. Now the beast is only an obstacle on my way. Its meat and hot blood will help me survive this icy hell. May 30th, 1270. The Yaruga River. The hunt continues to race south. Since I've been following them, they've taken 23 individuals, all between the ages of 10 and 20. All except for Yennefer.
Amusing that the Scoia'tael believe the Emperor betrayed them. In fact, the kings of the North demanded the massacre at the Ravine of the Hydra. You feel well?
I feel fine.
I'm sorry. I can't give you more of my time. The long road to Loch Muin awaits me. The Council and the Conclave are waiting, and Triss Merigold, as always, arrives in the nick of time.
What are you talking about?
The figurine. He must have it on him.
What's the meaning of this?
I want to introduce someone to you. This is Vanamar, my personal sorcerer. He sensed Triss approaching our camp, though she was to arrive in different company. Before you die, Witcher, would you be so kind as to explain how you got your hands on this figurine?
Triss, what have you done to her?
She'll be all right, Geralt. She can't hear, see, or feel, but she is alive. Triss will help us find those wenches that betrayed the Empire. I don't know whether you killed Tavik or found him dead. It's irrelevant now. I'd prefer not to sentence to death a man previously pardoned by the Emperor himself. Unfortunately, I have no choice. Vanamar, once you're done with him, convey my congratulations to Cynthia. Leading Philippa Eilhart up the garden path is no small feat. Farewell, Witcher.
This is a good place. Are you ready, Geralt of Rivia?
Plow yourself, Nilfgaardian.
Your words mean nothing now.
Just like the good old days. Having killed an Nilfgaardian for years. I knew you'd get in trouble.
Shillard has Triss. He's taking her to Loch Muin.
Now I understand the commotion. Ambassador Shillard kidnaps Foltest's former advisor. This stinks horribly, Geralt. It would seem the Nilfgaardians want to be present at the Conclave's restoration.
What will happen at Loch Muin?
Apparently, a lot more than I thought. Sheila managed to locate the killer's hideout. They were hiding nearby in the gullies. Deathmold sent his men there, but Foltest's killer fled. 2 other witches were covering him. One was taken alive. Before he died from torture, he revealed that our bruiser went to Loch Muin. The mages want to resurrect the council and the conclave that once represented all the sorcerers and sorceresses of the north. King Radovid, the ruler of Redania, is also invited. As Loch Muin lies in Kedwen, Henselt is likely to arrive too. But a Nilfgaardian delegation. Triss, Nilfgaard, Radovid, a bunch of mages and the Kingslayer. Too many eggs in that basket.
One more thing, Roach. I need to see Henselt.
Why?
I need a few drops of Henselt's blood. Someone poisoned Saskia's wine, and his blood is an ingredient of the cure.
Saskia's a rebel, a wench from who knows where. She only speaks of knightly honor.
Says Vernon Roach, blue-blooded prince, heir of Temeria.
All right, enough. Plow it. I hope I won't regret it. Henselt should be in his tent. I'll distract the guards, then it's up to you.
I owe you, Vernon.
That's not even funny anymore, Geralt. So, ready? Geralt, hide! Hey, you! Come over here!
What do you want, Temerian?
Those Nilfgaardians are beating up our lads.
What? Whoresons will regret that.
Who are? Have you come to kill me?
I'm here for your blood.
You sneak in here like a villain and you want my blood? Fight me and try to spill it.
Calm down, Your Highness. I need only a drop.
Who are you?
Geralt of Rivia.
Foltest's favorite witcher. I've heard of you. Why do you need my blood?
That, sire, doesn't concern you. My hand is numb, so I could end up with an excess of your blood.
If you kill me, you won't leave the camp alive.
Listen, Your Highness. Give me your blood voluntarily, or I'll open your veins myself. I prefer the first choice. It would work out better for both of us. If I spill your blood myself, I'll have to break through the entire camp again. Who knows, maybe one of your soldiers will get lucky and kill me.
I sincerely hope so, Satchelmouth.
But then the Wraith's mist will hang on the border until your knights become weary of warring.
What are you talking about? You know how to open the way for my army?
Yes, but I can't do it dead.
You'll get my blood. But promise you'll disperse the mist?
You have my word, King.
Remember our deal. My men will lead you out of the camp. I wouldn't want one of the soldiers to get lucky. Tell me, though, how did you pass the mist?
I'm a witcher.
Then I need an army of plowing witchers.
Finally, you're back. Where is Triss?
The Nilfgaardians have taken her to Loch Muin.
What?
They cast a spell on her and turned her into a figurine.
Artifact compression. They must have a powerful mage.
They had.
Without him, Shillard won't be able to lift the spell. However, Loch Muin will be full of sorcerers.
That's not all. They got Triss because of Cynthia.
Cynthia?
She lied to you.
Back to Vergen, at once! The plague. I was so foolish. Cherish this rare moment, Witcher. Philippa Eilhart's been had by a cheap Nilfgaardian bitch. When I find her, we'll have it out like never before. She'll regret her mother didn't abort her.
Wait. The Rose of Remembrance is gone.
Not necessarily. That viper, Cynthia, was in a hurry and left her bric-a-brac. Ah yes, here it is. Triss Merigold's Rose of Remembrance. Time is running out, Geralt. This flower is dying.
I found a stolen dream. It seems powerful. I think it's a dragon's dream.
Excellent. That should do nicely. Come back and see me when you have the remaining ingredients.
Your turn, sorceress. I have all you need to cure Saskia.
Let's get to work. Scoia'tael, stand aside.
My favourite type of magic. Lesbomancy.
What is your name? What do they call you?
Saskia.
Do you remember what happened?
Poison. They poisoned me. What day is it? What of the battle? Henselt and his army.
Calm yourself. You will have your battle yet. I shall go and announce that you're once again among the living.
Do I owe you my life?
And Philippa.
Thank you, Geralt. I promise to return the favour. Have you succeeded in lifting the curse?
No, but we're almost ready to try. Vandergrift's sword. It's one of the conveyors of the power.
You should have taken it. It's scrap iron to me, a sword like any other.
The Scoia'tael wouldn't let anyone but Philippa near you, and they wouldn't have let even her take your famous sword. I'll try to remove the curse soon.
Why do you aid me?
I'd like to say I'm doing it for you, for a cause, but the truth is far less lofty. A certain elf prophesied that I'd recover my memory during this battle.
I had no idea you believed in prophecies.
I don't. But I also don't have a choice. I need to try. If my amnesia was magically induced, the elf's prophecy is just common sense. When I lift the curse, a shockwave will roll across the battlefield, a wave of pure, uncontrolled power looking for an outlet. As soon as it finds one, a strong field of anti-magic will arise. Who knows what might happen to someone subjected to these extreme conditions. But something's gotta give. I'm fresh out of alternatives.
Good luck, Witcher. We await your return.
Orsancy! Autumn! No. Wait for the signal. There's no time to lose. Silence! Archers! Light your arrows! Aim at the first ditch! Get them! Capture the enemy standard! Standards in enemy hands. We're sitting ducks here. You need to tell the commander we were ambushed. We can't hold without reinforcements. I'm to tell him. No, Princess Syphilis. Move it, imbecile, before they slaughter us to a man. I shall make it. First battle. Killed my first man. Got blood on my hands. My lord, the leader of the Dunbanner sent me. We were ambushed. We can't hold.
Weren't your scouts keenly watching the battlefield, Captain?
Yes, sir. They must have dug those ditches in the night. The field was cleared by day. Lady Glephysic scanned it with her magic during the night.
10 lashes to each scout. Hang every third one.
My lord, we need support.
There will be no reinforcements. You must hold. And you, Glephysic, I'll settle this after the battle. The king will learn of your incompetence.
Battles are won or lost by the commanders, not by sorceresses. Remember, I'll make a report too, and...
I finished talking to you, witch. Time to win this battle. My lords, to your banners. We enter the fray!
Maybe you finished with me, but that doesn't mean I finished with you. Nadovesave.
How can we help you, Sabrina?
My place at Hensel's court is threatened. Furthermore, if Vandegrift wins the battle, nothing will stop Hensel from taking Upper Edda.
The balance of power in the north will be upset. What do you intend?
I shall summon Melgar's fire to the battlefield. It will kill Vandegrift and weaken both sides.
Any use of unconventional weapons may be severely censored.
Unaware of that.
Hensel's hegemony is counter to the Lodge's plans. We will help you, but remember, in the event that you fail, you'll be on your own.
I am ready.
The visitor! I've long awaited this meeting.
Leave, Ghost.
I'll not give up an opportunity to duel Vandegrift.
He will kill you.
Selkirk does not fear death.
When you die, your soldiers will die every day afterwards. Forever. Leave. This is a task for a witcher, not a knight.
I do this solely for my men. Mercy. You have failed me.
Who are you?
Your nightmare. Should have stayed at home, Vandegrift. First mages die after such a victory. Gods, we can't fight such sorcery. Sorcerer's Head, unclean fire, we're doomed. Why are they doing this? As the prophecy says, the time will come when sorceresses turn on men. Flaming balls rain from the sky, and destruction will be unleashed. What should we do? Wait here for death? I shall lead you as a shepherd leads his flock, safely from the dark abyss.
are dying! A massacre! Save us, sire!
Sabrina, is that your work?
Order your troops forward, Your Majesty. The Adernian army is routed.
Not only the Adernian, look at that terrified horde. This very morning they were the finest of my knights.
They'll make it if they're reinforced.
Who allowed you to use magic?
Sire, if you strike now, Lawmark will be yours.
You've tainted my honor, brought death to dozens of knights.
Sire, the battle is lost.
You put me to shame before dinner end. His troops fought like men of honor should. To the end. Sabrina grimacing. I sentence you to death. You shall bow the stake. I will return to claim my birthright.
July 25th, 1270. The forests of Angren. No mighty mortal, no heap of meat or strong man can parry the strike of the Slizzard's tail. Letho couldn't either, but by some miracle he survived. I helped him. After all, Witchers on the path should help each other. He had two comrades, brother Witchers from the School of the Viper. The hunt continued south, and Letho of Gullet knew where it was going. He knew where the hellish chase would end.
You're finally awake.
Am I dead or hallucinating?
You wouldn't meet me in the Beyond.
I don't remember coming here.
Because you didn't. Don't forget, we sorceresses have our ways.
In that case, thanks for your help.
You're too valuable to let die. You did the impossible. I don't know anyone who could deal with such a powerful curse.
Henselt's might.
Yes, we bloody do. It's a dwarven.
Zoltan, prepare the main gate's defenses. I'll cover the wall.
The defense will be so strong, Henselt's stick will go limp. Let's get on those walls, lads. The Cerweni are coming. We'll greet them in a neighbourly manner.
You're quite the general, Zoltan.
Why not call me a bloody marshal? Cersei's got it into her head it's either me or Yarpen. We drew straws, and I lost. It's good you're up. Henselt will be here any minute.
Why? Would he be disappointed not to see me?
He'd be bloody depressed.
Henselt's experienced at waging wars too.
Experienced my arse. Once they stand beneath the walls, we'll douse them in hot oil and set them ablaze. Just do your part, and Cerweni heads will fly like fattened horseflies. The Cerweni are coming! They multiplied or what?
Time to give them a taste of hot oil.
There are valves in the cauldron sides. You need to clear them. I'll take the left side, you get the right. If we don't cover them in oil, they'll cover us with their Cerweni arses. Come on!
Together!
All right. It's done.
That hot oil was a great idea.
Now they'll see them. They fry up lovely. Come, you skeleton! Fall back behind the second gate, or they'll kill us to a man! Fall back. Stop farting around.
Uncovered!
Close the gate!
Yes, sir.
Stop melting around! To the walls! Like a shot!
At once, brave leader.
Hold the lines! Show them how Adernian soldiers fight!
Upper Edern! Nice. Saskia! Repel those Ketwenny rags.
They won't give up easily.
They'll return if they're thick as bricks, to find bricks falling on their heads. Well, it wasn't easy, but seeing those ruffians run was worth the effort.
They'll be back. They're as stubborn as a dwarven farmer.
But their balls are much smaller.
I need your help, Witcher.
I'm hearing that more often lately.
Seems you're irreplaceable. Listen, tunnels run beneath the town and connect the keep with the dwarven mines.
Who knows about them?
Almost no one, but I decided to secure them anyway and sent a detachment of scouts. None of them returned.
Then I'll take a little excursion beyond the town walls.
Now's the perfect time. Hensel's men lick their wounds like flogged bitches.
They'll need about an hour to regroup troops and set up formation for another assault. Let's not waste time. I'll come with you.
I'd rather you assigned me an able troop of men.
I won't reform ranks now. This formation is effective. If they don't strike suddenly from the mines, we should hold through the siege.
You're in charge. Lead on.
My lord, we'll soon reach Bergen. You'll take them by surprise.
Bergen is in danger and the Virgin of Edern roams the caves with a Witcher. I understand. Your cherry is aching and thoughts turn to pleasure before death. Kill them.
I know a woman is flighty, but to that scale?
Now you know my greatest secret. I had no choice. They would have killed you.
A dragon appeared during the siege of the Lavalet's castle.
I was helping Aryan Lavalet.
Why?
He fought against tyranny and its transgressions. I understood him very well. Vergen could have used someone like him.
Does anyone else know?
Deathmold.
I meant allies. Yorvith?
Yorvith invented the whole Dragon Slayer story. He believes Edern needs someone like me, and someone like me needs a legend. He was right.
Now I understand how you could combat such a powerful toxin.
Philippa is a great sorceress.
Even she couldn't have saved you if you were human.
You're a Witcher, so you know a lot about us.
Only golden dragons have the power to assume any form.
My father was a knight with bright eyes. He treated life like a beautiful adventure. He loved humans and tried to understand them. Thanks to him, I believe every man is equal and liberty shouldn't be peddled. Father claimed the world to be filled with chaos and order. Chaos equals aggression. Order is the defense against it.
What happened to him?
He taught me to live among humans and moved on. Dragons do that.
If a dragon helped Vergen's defenders, Henselt wouldn't stand a chance.
I thought about that. But what would happen to Upper Edirn when the dust settles?
You can't foresee everything.
You know how the world treats freaks as well as I do.
But if Vergen falls, your ideals will be vanquished. Maybe averting that is worth the sacrifice.
Let's for a moment assume I revealed my dual nature. Who would lead Upper Edirn? Do you see a replacement for me?
It's hard to imagine one that compares to you.
Dwarves will support their own candidate, elves theirs, and humans will start looking for a king. That's why I must ask you to keep this knowledge to yourself. We'll have to deal with Henselt without a dragon's help. And we will, also thanks to you. I'll never forget what you're doing for Edirn, no matter your reasons, Witcher.
Let's go. The defenders need you.
What happened while I was gone, Zoltan?
The fun is about to begin. Herdsman Henselt personally leads all his cattle here.
We'll win. Is that all?
We've got unexpected guests.
Who?
I think one of them's a she. Ugly like shite after winter, but she's good tits. You should have seen our lads' faces when those eyesores entered the courtyard.
Did they say why they want to help us?
Wizard good. Wizard's foe is Troll's foe.
I met this pair. They can be of use.
Good. We want to create a land without prejudice.
When news that Henselt will personally lead the assault spread, the spirit of our lads fell into the gutter.
Tell them, Zoltan, that if they don't believe in victory, they might as well fly a white flag.
I tried, but they still look down.
Gather the defenders, Zoltan. Why so quiet? I thought you'd be merry. King Henselt himself will honor us with a visit.
We're all going to die.
We can't repel the attack.
Henselt is invincible.
We won't be fighting mere minions, but their king. And the king himself will have to recognize our victory. Could a soldier dream of better than defeating a monarch? Or maybe you're afraid to fight. Maybe we should fly a white flag. It's so simple. Henselt will quickly set up his order here. Inns will be marked humans only. Dwarves will choke in the mines. Elves will perish, hunted in the forests. Lords will slaughter peasants because they didn't bow low enough. Is that the land you want to leave to your children?
No!
Never!
You're shitting bricks because Henselt is coming! Who is he? A god? No. He has arms, legs, and blood, as red as any of ours. If he dares to cross these walls, then we'll gladly spill some of it.
Yes! Get Henselt!
Long live Saskia!
Many of you won't see the light of dawn again. Many won't return to your women or drink with friends. But we will care for and honor their graves when they enter the earth. Edirnian earth. Those who survive will live with their heads held high, for only such a life makes sense. Now, to arms and to the walls, let's show Henselt real war!
or freedom fighters in an uneven battle, noble in their suffering. It all depends on your point of view. I helped Yorvith. I gave him my trust. I joined Saskia and took the side of the rebels, their new values and ideals. Time will tell if I was right. One thing is sure. Elves are the best archers who have ever walked this earth.
Yorvith, that's what I call an entrance.
I have to admit, the squirrel has style.
Not all is lost. We need to cut off Henselt's escape.
What are you talking about? He looks as if he likes it here.
He'll change his mind. Join Yorvith and shut the main gate.
Yarpen says Deathmold's magic damaged it.
Yarpen knows fuck all about gates. Cover my arse and I'll close it.
The fate of the battle hangs on it, Dwarf.
There's no bloody gate that Zoltan Chive can't close.
Yorvith, we need to get to the main gate, now.
Admit it. You thought I wouldn't come back, Windblade?
You're hellishly good. We need to stop Henselt from retreating.
And then force him to try it.
There's no time to waste. To the gate! Done!
They're cut off like sitting ducks.
Maybe they'll surrender.
Sire, your orders. We surrender.
The battle is over, King.
You won, and the victors state their terms.
You know my terms. You will relinquish Eden and sign an act of unconditional surrender in which you'll promise your troops will never cross the Pontar.
Is that all?
You'll pay war reparations and recognize the free realm of Upper Eden with Saskia of Vergen at its head.
What about me and my men? What awaits us?
Freedom. It's a great thing. Look how many of my soldiers died defending it.
How much do you want?
We'll discuss the war reparations in detail at Loch Muin before esteemed witnesses. There's one thing Saskia didn't mention.
I'm listening.
Since the dawn of time, wars were, are, and will yet be. One side wins, the other loses. But military conflict should be carried out under chivalrous rules and laws.
What's your point, sorceress?
War criminals, including Deathmold, must be punished.
I need an advisor.
War criminals must be punished.
You'll have a new advisor. Sheila de Tanzaville.
Has this witch gone mad?
It's a necessary condition.
Deathmold committed a crime and he must be punished.
As you wish.
Execute him.
Don't allow them to harass me like a dog! You'll see how a real sorcerer dies, foolish whores!
Swear an oath and you'll walk free.
Who am I negotiating with anyway?
Philippa Eilhart and I speak with one voice.
Be wary of the sorceresses. They often forget whose perch is higher.
Philippa is my advisor.
We await your decision, King.
I, King Henselt, Lord of Kedwin, swear before witnesses that I will relinquish Adarian borders. I recognize Saskia of Vergen's reign in the realm of the Pontar Valley, and I swear to pay war reparations in the amount agreed upon at Loch Muin.
You're free.
Show the king the way out. It's time to go, Saskia.
Yes.
I don't like it.
What?
Saskia. I know her well. She's never behaved like that.
Her eyes look as if she's taken Fistak.
I assure you, she doesn't use it. Let's follow them. They disappeared.
A teleport.
Let's search Eilhart's house. She was in a hurry. Maybe she left something. What is it?
A tome of potion recipes.
We've no time to read books.
Sorceresses carefully guard books like this.
Not that carefully. After all, she left it behind.
She was in a hurry.
Could this book have anything to do with the Dragon Slayer?
Even if it doesn't, it's still very valuable.
I'm sure it's filled with recipes Eilhart used to send many to eternity.
You're right. I've found Thaumadore's recipe.
Eilhart already told us the ingredients for mage pain. How's it relevant?
Usually the recipe for an antidote is right next to the one for the poison.
I can recite it exactly. Royal blood, an immortal, a dragon's dream, and petals from a rose of remembrance.
Yet this book doesn't even mention a rose of remembrance.
I recall perfectly that Eilhart said a rose of remembrance combined with an immortal heals the mind.
What if she lied? Maybe it doesn't heal the mind, but influences it. Philippa passed the flower to Saskia through a kiss, the symbol of love and perdition.
I'm confused.
I think Philippa subjugated Saskia's mind by adding the rose to the antidote.
I'll kill that bitch.
Philippa has magic and an obedient dragon at her command. She could have a strong influence on the conference.
But what does she want?
We can only learn that in Loch Muin.
Let's go then, Gwynblade.
Geralt! Saskia's disappeared. People are getting riled.
Dwarves, too.
Saskia's spellbound. Philippa controls her.
You're shitting me.
I knew something was up. I could feel it. She ordered Deathmold executed, no trial, just like that. A gesture from Philippa is all it took.
That bastard deserved it.
I wouldn't be surprised if Zoltan had ordered it, as vengeful as he is. But Saskia?
Where is she?
Philippa's taken her to Loch Muin. I'm going after Saskia, with Yorvith. Everything suggests those responsible for Foltest's death will be at Loch Muin.
Some still say you killed him.
I've got to stop that drivel. Don't have a choice, but you do.
The elite of the North is gathering at Loch Muin. I couldn't forgive myself if I wasn't there. It'd be a sin against art.
The art of poking your nose in others' business.
You'll be needed here until Saskia returns. Order must prevail. There can be no strife. The victory over Henselt was an important step, but only the first on a long road.
The hymn I composed could help.
Vergen will need many more songs.
I certainly hope our paths will cross again, Geralt of Rivia.
Stop dramatizing. You can be sure of that. We've got unfinished business of our own.
Huh? Oh, aye.
Let's go then, Gwynblade.
Sheila de Tanserville. I'd sensed from the start that some dark mystery lay behind that cold countenance. Following the demise of the Council and Conclave, there was no one left to keep the mages in line. But regicide? Why? What was this all about? It seemed these questions would be answered at Loch Muin, an ancient city amidst mountains, the remnants of the civilization of the Vrans, whose dusk had come long ago. And you would be right to ask, why did you not set out for Loch Muin, Master Dandelion? Vergen was free. Yet what is freedom without its awareness? It might too easily pass from hand to hand were a nation to lack individuals capable of pointing the way. I remained in the Pontar Valley. That is the task fate seemed to assign me, to safeguard freedom as it budded and bloomed. Who knows, I may yet prove freedom's bard. Yet, forever feeling a vast, shared responsibility for the fate to the north, I dispatched to Loch Muin my faithful and capable friend, Geralt of Rivia. Have I mentioned his disdain for politics? Well, it was at Loch Muin where he could finally give vent to it.